Well, hopefully some of you have came back to join me in reading more of Psalms, more of this code, more of these riddles that contains our deliverance. Hopefully you came back in a quest to find that deliverance with me. And anyone who says that this isn't written in code, in riddles, and that there's a message that contains our deliverance inside, that the world is overlooking, that they're unable to see because their pride prevents them from seeing it. If anyone says that, come, and if you're honest, let's reason together and I'll prove to you that this is codes and riddles, and the message contains our deliverance. And no, it's not what the world has long thought. The code I'm talking about is them new tidings that would come forth from Jerusalem in the end. It's the new Jerusalem, the renewed Jerusalem coming down out of the heavens. It's that water that flows from the throne, those living waters, that hidden manna, that key of David. Check it out. Save, Yahuwah, for the lovingly committed one is no more. And spoiler, when he says lovingly committed one, he's talking about one thing. He's not saying that he's only lovingly committed in one thing, but when he says that, he's talking about no one has showed up to his door, to his house on the appointed times. No one's there to tabernacle with the Most High, to do that which is continual, to bring the tithes into the storehouse, to slaughtering of righteousness, of thanksgiving, of commitment, loving commitment, to come there, bow yourself to him and his mountain at the times, to take your inheritance like Jacob, to want to be a son or a daughter of Abba Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator. No one's doing it. So that time is now. No one. I'm the only one I know that's here, that's searched this out and that's found it and that's here. And I still got a long ways to go on and this place does, on getting everyone else's attention to so they can understand what it means to be lovingly committed and return. For the trustworthy have ceased from among the sons of men. They speak falsehood with each other. They speak with flattering lips, a double heart. They speak falsehood with each other. They speak with flattering lips, a double heart. They're all talk, like the Most High's been showing us. All these believers who praise up and down a storm, they say they're on fire every Sunday and Saturday. They're doing all these things, but if coming in, being lovingly committed is brought up, oh no, they would never bow themselves and come to Jerusalem on the feast days. What's it going to take to get somebody to do it? And there you go. That's how far your commitment goes. They speak falsehood. Well, I just read that. Yahuwah does cut off all flattering lips, a tongue that speaks swelling words. Who have said, with our tongue we do mightily, our lips are our own, who is master over us? Because of the oppression of the poor, because of the sighing of the needy, there's the poor and needy again. I now arise, says Yahuwah. I set in safety, he pants for it. What I was just saying. No one cares about coming home. What the Most High, the riddle here, what you need to understand when he says pants for it, he's talking about Yerushalayim, because he often talks about being like a deer and returning, the stag or the deer, the buck, returning, or the doe, returning to Yerushalayim, and that the lovingly committed one pants to come back to Yerushalayim, to the bride, to the garden, to the land. He pants for it. That's why he says, I set in safety. And he's told us throughout his word that in the end, that the second Exodus would happen, and that the place of safety in the end, like the ark, will be in Yerushalayim. That's what the Passover is all about. The Passover has been telling us since the Passover was instituted, has been pointing to the end to bring us into the house as his children. And only those who pant for it will return. It's the perfect mechanism. It proves to the Most High who's lovingly committed and who ain't. The words of Yahuwah are clean words, silver tried in a furnace of earth, refined 7 times. You guard them, O Yahuwah, you preserve them from this generation forever. The wrong walk around on every side when worthlessness is exalted among the sons of men. How long would you forget me, O Yahuwah, forever? How long would you hide your face from me? How long would I take counsel in my being, grief in my heart day by day? How long would my enemy be exalted over me? Look, answer me, O Yahuwah, my mighty Most High. Enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep in death. Lest my enemy say, I have prevailed against him. Lest my adversaries rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in your loving commitment. My heart rejoices in your deliverance. Because look, see, and that's, he's letting you know that, it's what I've been saying. You can take this now. You can take your deliverance. You can take the kingdom now. And that's how you do it. All you have to do is come home, come in and come out. There doesn't have to be a guessing game about this. You don't have to just roll the dice. The Most High wouldn't leave you out here hanging like that. He gives you the option to ensure your life. He gives you the opportunity to seal the deal. And you can rejoice about it. You can be confident about it. Bold. And confess it. But if you ain't coming home, there's nothing to confess. But I have trusted in your loving commitment. My heart rejoices in your deliverance. I sing to Yahuwah because he has been good to me. Yes, he has. The fool has said in his heart, there is no Yahuwah. They have done corruptly. They have done an abominable deed. There is no one who does good. And let me remind you, you might not believe me, but this is all code. And we're still talking. The Most High is still talking about returning home. And he refers to you deviating and not caring about your inheritance, being like Esau. He refers to any act associated with that. He refers to it as abominable. That's why the image of the beast is the abomination that lays waste. Because it's the false set-apart place. The false return. It's built on everything wrong. It's the border of wrongness, the house of the wrong, the house of the thief. We've proven it. And any which way you can think of. So that's what we're talking about. I assure you that this is all code. And he's talking, the hidden message, this hidden manna that's in here is about the truth of your true home, that there's an imposter, and that it's caused the world to deviate from their set path, the path of the Lamb, of following the Lamb to Mount Zion, the true Mount Zion. Look, there's two places on earth that I know that's named, that the region is named Zion. Now I know there's probably towns that are called Mount Zion throughout America, and there might be towns like that all over the world. I don't know. But there's only two regions full of millions of people on the earth that are referred to as Zion, where people believe the Messiah is going to return and land his feet there. There's two places on earth like that. There's Jerusalem over there in Israel, and there's the Salt Lake City area, Provo Valley, Utah area, where all the Mormons believe, they talk about it every day, they believe that the Messiah is going to set up his kingdom here. And it's called Zion. I mean, everywhere you look, there's Zion's Bank, there's Zion's Lawn Care, Zion this, Zion that. So there's two areas, okay? And let's think about the two areas. The one area, the Rockefellers and Rothschilds gave it to us. And it's been built on bloodshed. They wiped out 560 villages in the beginning and murdered all kinds of people to get to do it, to set it up, okay? They look the same. They got an upper pool and lower pool, both areas. But the area in Wisconsin that's known as Zion, it is an area where there were people who match up to a T to the true Yahudim, the people of Messiah. And they were eradicated mysteriously. It's an enigma. Archaeologists don't have the answers for it. And I've got all kinds of proof where that has been hidden, that their existence was erased. There was a great effort to erase the Fremont Native Americans history and stuff like that from the history books, from the evidence. Just like the Smithsonian, and they were the ones who did it, the Smithsonian did with all the giant skeletons. Why do you think they did all that? Why do you think they murdered all the Native Americans? Why do you think Columbus had 5 Hebrew translators, and it's documented that he was on a search for the city of gold? Why do you think the Spanish, it's documented that they were on a hunt for cities, fabled cities of gold? All the evidence, the Tahaglunk, that none of this has happened over there in Palestine. All that's happened there is the Chaldeans, Babylonians, bullied their way in there where the Palestinians were living and set up shop and painted a picture to make it look like it is the Holy Land. And it's not. It's a lie. They hoodwinked the whole world just like they did with the moon landing and so many other huge things that changed the world. And right now, they just voted a bill to pretty much ban anyone from talking about them. That's that great authority. So who knows how long we'll be able to talk, but it's going to be pretty hard. You hear these people that are worried that it's going to be, that if that bill goes through, that it's banning the Bible, that it basically will ban the Bible. And it will, but not for the reasons that these people on the news are talking about. It'll ban it for that too, but when they realize that all the prophets and Revelations is all talking about Israel exposing it as the image of the beast, the abomination that lays waste, the whore of Babylon, all those things. When the world realizes that this code's telling you about that, it will be banned for sure if that goes through, and who knows, it probably will. But your true home is in Utah. I assure you, go check the facts and get your butt here. And you'll see that that's where the escape is. That's the deliverance. And there's only one, and it's here. When? It's above my pay grade. How? Above my pay grade. My pay grade is follow the Lamb. Come in and come out, I'm blessed. And I have life. If I deviate, I have death and I'm cursed. That's the promise. And it hasn't changed. It's never changed. It's the same. The world has just been, the enemy has hoodwinked the world into believing that there's all these options that you can get to pay dirt all different kinds of ways, but there's only one way. And it's been the same. And it's not unfair. It's perfectly fair. It's the most righteous of mechanisms. Right ruling is what it produces. Because if you don't love the Most High, who you claim to love, enough to come to his house at the appointed times, or even care to take your inherited land, you ain't who you claim to be. You've been using those swelling words, flattering with your lips, and that's it. But if you can go, it doesn't prove that you're this mighty person, no, but at least you did love the Most High enough to accept your inheritance and to come home and to do what he desires you to do. That's what it makes you. It makes you a trustworthy, lovingly committed child of the Most High. And yeah, there ain't very many. So it does set you apart, let me tell you. So let's get 14. The fool has said in his heart, there is no Yahuwah. And that's what he's talking about. When he says they say in their heart, there is no Yahuwah, that means he's not saying you're saying it literally. He done said you flatter with your lips. He's saying that your actions is telling us that you say there is no most Yahuwah. Because you ain't at the house. You don't care about the inheritance. You think this is all a game and a joke. You live your life like you think that there really ain't no Yahuwah. They have done corruptly. They have done an abominable deed. There is no one who does good. Yahuwah looked down from the heavens on the sons of mankind to see if there is a wise one seeking Yahuwah. They have all turned aside. They have together become filthy. No one is doing good, not even one. Have all the workers of wickedness no knowledge? Who eat up my people as they eat bread and do not call on Yahuwah? There they are in great fear, for Yahuwah is with the generation of the righteous. You would put to shame the counsel of the poor, but Yahuwah is his refuge, the poor's refuge. Oh, that the deliverance of Yasharal would be given out of Sion. Boom. When Yahuwah turns back the captivity of his people, let Jacob rejoice, let Yasharal be glad. See, you're supposed to be glad. If you're Yasharal, if you're Jacob, you'll be rejoicing when you hear the claim that I'm telling you, that place over there that we've been sold as the Holy Land, when you hear the claim that it's the image of the beast and that there's nothing about it that's real, it's all built on lies, deception, and bloodshed and unrighteousness, from the flag, from their doctrine, from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, when you hear those claims, you'll go investigate it and you'll see that I'm telling you the truth. You can come out of that and save your life and potentially other people's. And then you can see all the facts that I've given you about Utah being the real place, and you can see how they covered it up and lied, and it's all here. It's the reason for everything. The reason all this stuff has been happening throughout the world is because of this. We just didn't know it, but you'll see it. And you can rejoice because you see your deliverance, and you can come take it. Only Yasharal is going to do that, though. And yes, there's going to be a lot of people pretending and posing, claiming to be Yasharal in this time. But only in Zion will deliverance be gifted. And it's only for the loving, committed ones, the poor and the needy, the meek, the humble, not the proud. Get on your face, get to his place, and give him all praise, all honor, all glory, and all esteem all the time. His name's Yahuwah. He's our wonderful creator, our righteousness, our refuge.